I'd like to call to order the special meeting of the Clive City Council on March 27th. Would the clerk please call roll?
Mayor Edwards.
Here.
Councilmembers Weaver.
Here.
Floyd. Here. McLeany is not here. Is that correct? It's gonna be. Gentleman is not present yet. They had Clyde.
Here. We've accounted for everyone. We'll say the Pledge of Allegiance at our 6 o'clock meeting, so we'll move right into the budget presentation.
For the record, the public hearing notice was published in the Dewan Register on March.
Thank you. Again, in case someone didn't hear that, we did publish the appropriate public notice. Thank you, Matt. So who's taking it away?
Adam, I believe we're ready for you. You're ready to go.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't hear the mayor there very well. All right. Does everybody see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So tonight, Mayor City Council, this is a public meeting for the FY 25-26 proposed property taxation for our annual operating budget. And just have a few slides here to provide an overview. Get it moving here. There we go. Just to give a brief summary of the proposed budget. The council will be very familiar with these slides, but just wanted to start off with a few of these slides and then turn it over to the council and the public for any comment this evening. We're here tonight with the follow-up to the truth and taxation letters that were mailed out earlier this month. One thing we did want to note that it publicized this public meeting tonight. We do want to point out as well that there is an example calculation on the back of the mailing that we feel inaccurately reflects what Clive is proposing. It was showing an example of a property going up 10% in valuation in a given year. This isn't a reevaluation year, so that is not occurring with properties in Clive. So just wanted to note that, and there's a flaw due to that calculation. But want to point out that the council is considering taxation to stay, the property tax levy to stay at $9.92. And to keep those property taxes fair and predictable. Wanted to also note, just for the council's awareness, as we go through this, on that same mailing, are the county and the schools are also noted on that mailing. What I've seen in those mailings is the Polk County is proposing a 6 cents decrease in their levy, with West Des Moines schools looking at a 6 cent increase in the school levy. On the Dallas County side, Dallas County is looking at an 8 cent decrease in their countywide levy, and the Waukee schools is not going to have any change in their levy, similar to us. So again, property tax priorities, keeping these taxes fair and predictable and maintaining adequate cash reserves. As I mentioned, we're keeping the rate, proposing to keep the rate at $9.92 per thousand. This is following a 22 cent drop in the levy in this current fiscal year that we're in. And wanted to note this is the 9th consecutive year Clive has either lowered or maintained its property tax levy rate. Okay, keep it moving along here.
Okay, Matt, can you remind me, did the rollback did it stay steady or go up or down this year?
It went up, and I'll have that on a slide coming up here. So in terms of the proposed tax rates as a comparison to our neighbors, this is also included on the city's website and in the 5-page handout that we've created in terms of where the City of Clive's levy is at as proposed against the other communities in the metro area. So in terms of what Councilmember Weaver just asked about, this is year-over-year cost to the Clive resident businesses for everything that the City of Clive does. So this includes property taxes, franchise fees, and utility fees. For a $318,000 house, it's kept consistent across the 2 years in $1 million business. So because of the residential rollback going up from 46 to 47%, so 47% of the assessed valuation of that house is subject to taxation, going up from 46%. By leaving the tax levy rate the same, that basically is that 2% increase that you see And I would also note that that is also a collection of the utility rate increases that are being proposed. So with that, on both the city, or excuse me, the residential and the commercial side, we have the costs going up for a 2% increase in water rates, a 4% proposed increase in sewer rates, and a 3% increase in the stormwater utility rates for all of the tiers. So that we have on the residential side, we have the three residential tiers on stormwater, and then the ERU calculation on the commercial side. And so this displays those increased differences for both the residential and commercial property. One question we get is where does that property tax dollar go in terms of the different taxing entities? And so this is another image that we've been showing on our website, and the difference between the Polk County side of Clive and the Dallas County side of Clive. Again, Clive, the city of Clive makes up about 30% of that tax dollar, and then with the school districts being higher amounts and the counties and other smaller taxing entities being smaller amounts as well. So one thing that is important in any budgeting process is kind of building on our foundation of community trust and recognition of key trends. The City Council has identified 4 key goals that are central to Clive's future. And each summer, the council identifies and prioritizes projects that need to be accomplished in the coming year to continue our progress towards achieving Clive's strategic goals. Again, all 4 of these are listed on the screen, so I won't repeat them. Now, these 4 goals, these strategic priorities to achieve those goals are established every August and inform the operating and capital budget process that we're now completing here in the next few weeks at your next council meeting when the council considers and adopts the budget. And that also informs the property tax rate. Key items included in the operating budget from the strategic plan that are partially funded by property tax or continued programming and hours at the Harbach Center, our public safety union contracts, with the second one being on the council agenda later tonight, staff recruitment and retention strategies, flood mitigation, park redevelopment, particularly in Lannan Park, and stream restoration along Walnut Creek and its tributaries. So property taxes makes up one portion of revenue sources for the city's operating and capital budget. Just on the screen here, listing a variety of other sources that are either tax-based or user fee-based or local option sales tax, for example, as well as a revenue source. For the general fund specifically, this slide shows a breakdown of the percentages of the different major activities in the general fund, with public safety and recreation and library making up almost 60% of that general fund budget. Also wanted to point out in terms of those top priorities being public safety and recreation, that in our last resident survey, those were identified as the top 2 areas that our residents wanted to see investments in terms of feeling safe and recreation and green space. On the capital improvement side, over $45 million are anticipated in this coming year, with numerous street rehab projects that have already been bid and awarded this year. Over the last series of council meetings, the council has been awarding those bids with focus in the Country Club and Country Club West neighborhoods, and street reconstruction along Alice's Road, the first phase of taking that county road to more of an urban street section. Lannan Park reconstruction, Little Walnut Creek stream stabilization, and trail replacement are also key investments, as well as finishing up the City Hall Library remodel project. And flood mitigation, as we continue to hope to be leveraging sizable federal dollars to move people and property to safer grounds as a priority in the capital investment space. In terms of value for taxes paid, this kind of really brings it down to the per day level of what a Clive taxpayer pays, $4.10 per day on the property tax side, and that has made a little over $1 of that to public safety, and roughly 60 cents to recreation and library, and 37 cents to public work activities on the property tax side. Also, new this year, the city has spun up a property tax receipt calculator on our website, and this just shows an example of a property of $318,000 in assessed valuation, and breaking down the change in monthly cost from the current budget, the fiscal year that we are sitting in, and the proposed budget. And with that, Your Honor, I will turn it over to any questions the council may have, or of course, comments from the public on this proposed budget.
Any questions from the council? Any questions from anyone here in the chambers? Is there anything else for our discussion in the budget public meeting?
We would just need a motion to close the public hearing.
Move to close public hearing.
Second.
Motion and second to close the public hearing. Further discussion, seeing none, will the council please vote? And would the clerk please post that vote? So our public hearing is closed by a vote of 3-0. Any further business as far as the public hearing goes? Seeing and hearing none, we'll adjourn the budget public hearing at 5:41. And we'll have our regular council meeting beginning at 6 o'clock. Thank you all.